Hello everybody and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. Yeah, it's been about a month. I haven't actually done a video literally all of June, and I have my reasons. It hasn't been a terribly good month overall. Starting out the beginning of the month was going great. However, one of my cats had an incident and we weren't able to save her, so she died earlier this month, and that kind of just ruined my desire to do videos for about a week or two. And then beyond that, I've just been kind of busy. But yeah, I'm gonna get back into doing videos and stuff, especially Space Engine, because that's one that everyone seems to like. So keep doing them. Anyways, that kind of depressing, I guess, update aside, back to what we're doing here. As you can see, I have a flight I'm coming in over Jool with a spacecraft. Now, what's going on here is I'm doing an atmospheric probe, kind of like a while ago I did a like a flying one, it had wings and stuff, and it flew around through Jool, and that was all well and good. But I'm trying something different with this one. It's a kind of a rotor system, or at least as much as KSP will let me do a rotor system. So I actually haven't tested this at all over Jool, so I have no idea if it's even gonna, like, you know, not burn up. But we'll see. We will see. I probably should have put a parachute somewhere in there to help slow it down. Oh well, hindsight. But no, because like what's going on here, something that I've been working on, actually for my space program, quote unquote space program. I say quote unquote because it's more just like a hobby at this point, and holy crap, funding has been so slow. It's actually my fault. The balloon that I was planning, I'm probably not going to do it this year. I'm probably going to have to do it next year because, well, it's almost July and I don't have the funding, which means I can't order the parts in time for them to show up and then put the balloon together. Because where I am, storm season usually ends around mid-August for the most part. Sometimes you can get some in October, but it's usually July and August are the prime areas, and I have to order a lot of the parts from other countries, and I'm not quite sure if I'll get here in time. I'm still going to give it a shot. I still might get funding from a science center, and I'm going to ask some local astronomy clubs if they want to be a part of this, but we'll see. If it doesn't go through, then I'm still going to, you know, I'll do one of my other balloon projects that I was planning on doing before, well, actually after that one. However, I'm a little disappointed because I was kind of looking forward to sending something through a thunderstorm. Anyways, but one thing I've been working on is a rotor descent system to replace parachutes. It's not a new idea, and it's not exclusively my idea. It really isn't. It was actually an idea that NASA was working on originally for the Apollo capsule, to like kind of bring it down from orbit without using parachutes and to give the astronauts control. And it kind of goes along with the whole gyrocopter idea. But I really like the idea because, again, you have more control than with a parachute, and it's also reusable, more so than a parachute. Alright, we're slowing down. Wait till we slow down a bit before I deploy, just to make sure. So, actually, one of my balloon projects, or one of the balloon missions I have planned, I have like 4 planned right now, for various points in the future. And one of them is going to be, it's going to take up a test capsule with the deployable rotor system, and it's going to test that on a small scale. It's going to be wonderful. But that's a little ways off. That isn't right now. But in this, I was thinking, let's do rotors in KSP, because I like doing rotors in KSP, because it's surprisingly difficult. Anyways, boop. Oh, right then, I forgot this parachute sucks. This is why I should have had a parachute on the capsule to kind of like pull it away from the heat shield. Unless I can just keep doing this and have it slide off. Come on, you can do it. I believe in you. We're getting there. Oh, yay, and we're free. It's kind of like a flying saucer, actually. Anyways, radial out. So we're going to be aiming straight up, because that's what I'm going for here. More or less. Anyways, boop. Here we go. It's, again, very, very simple. But it does work, actually. It worked... Well, it worked on, boop. It worked on Kerbin. We'll see if it works here. basically it has to be directly straight up and down. Like, it can't be a little off to the side, otherwise it doesn't work. But if it's pointed straight up and down, and you spin it up, it'll actually slow down its descent. And if it won't work here, I'm going to have to wait till we're deeper into the atmosphere, actually. Okay, so you see, if you watch the speed, when it's straight up and down, the descent speed stops. When it's moving to the side, it goes up. Yeah, let's bring it down a bit into the deeper atmosphere before I spin it up again. Right, we're gonna try at this point in the atmosphere. Boop. That already slows it down, but that's just friction. I'll wait for it to stabilize before I spin it up, because I want it to be a little more representative of, you know, the actual rotation. Again, you can't really get lift in KSP from rotors, I've found. Well, not positive lift. You can get it, like, you can get something to hover using rotors, but you can't, like, have it take off from the ground unless there's a force aiming down. Alright, now let's try spinning it up. Because I've been playing around with spinning things for a very long time in Kerbal Space Program, trying to make a helicopter and a rotor system, and it doesn't always work properly. At least not as well as it's supposed to. So, I'll have to wait and see. This works way better on Kerbin than it does here. Then again, we are still fairly high in the atmosphere. But, well, we're getting somewhere, I suppose. Yeah, just using reaction wheels, this thing can really spin up pretty fast. It's actually pretty great. But, no, I don't think it's working as well as it should. On Kerbin, I can get it so that it's actually, like, more or less just hovering in place, and that's kind of what I'm going for here. I think the atmosphere is still too thin for that, so we'll have to go down to the lower levels. Alright, now we're in the thickest part of the atmosphere, quote unquote, so we're going to try this. See if we can get it to, like, for the most part, stop. Okay, it's a little lopsided, come on. So far, so good. Oh, look at that. There's the glitchy, quote-unquote, surface of... Oh, look at that. You can see life. How lovely. Because on Kerbin, just above the Space Center, you can get it to pretty much stand still, like around 1 to 2 meters a second. So, see if I can do this here. Because, like with Jupiter, they sent an atmospheric probe through it that used a parachute to kind of descend down. And there's ideas to use, and they've used balloons on Venus, and there's an idea to use a winged drone on Mars, and a rotor drone on Titan. But there's never been just like a gyrocopter kind of free-spinning rotor system to keep things aloft in planetary exploration. And I can see why. Like, you know, you can do the same thing with a parachute, and it's lighter weight, or a balloon, but you can get more control in your descent with a rotor than you can with a balloon or a parachute, unless the parachute is like a pulley system. And as you can see here, we're actually almost, we're down to 0.5 meters a second, which means it's actually working the way it's supposed to up here, or I should say down here. Now again, you can pretty much arrest your descent with rotors in KSP, but you can never, like, take off. Like, you can never get positive lift with rotors in KSP. Unless I'm doing it wrong, I don't know. I have never found a way to do it. Like I've gotten rotors on the launch pad to like kind of slide around, but never actually just take straight up and take off straight up and go up. And it's very disappointing. However, we're down to 0.2 meters a second, and I'm pleased with that. That's kind of 0.1. Let's see if we can actually stop it altogether, because we're at 0.1 meters a second, and if we can make it just stop, that would be amazing. Oh, so close. Look at that, the retrograde reticules slowly coming in. This is exciting, guys. This is exciting. Guys, gals, and everyone in between. We might be stuck at 1 meter per second, however, I'm still confident. Come on, so close. So close. Here comes the reticule. It's like spiraling in slowly. Kind of curious. I've never actually gotten it to go to like 0.0 meters a second, so I wonder if I can actually get it to do that. It might. I'm not sure. I think 0.1 may just be the minimum speed we can get with this. However, I'm confident. I wonder if I should edit this down so it's shorter. But oh man, the suspense here. Suspense, like when it settles into place, I wonder if we're gonna get to 0. I don't actually know. If I could get positive lift, that'd be amazing, because I've never gotten positive lift before. But yeah, this is this kind of shows, I guess more or less, kind of how it kind of works. You can kind of hover just above the surface of Jool or any planet with an atmosphere in KSP, as long as you spin up a wing system fast enough. Well, this is kind of a hover. It's hover. It's more of a very slow sync rate. You know what? You would think there would be heavy winds at this altitude in Jool if it was an actual gas giant, but there's none. So, it's a little disappointing. There's so much stuff they could add to this game to make it so much better, but they don't, because I don't know, they just don't. I'm still waiting for them to add another planet, because they said they would, like 2 years ago, and never have. And I'm disappointed by that. Like, I want the Saturn analog with the Titan analog. That's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm gunning for. I love Saturn and all of its moons. Titan's like my go-to favorite place in the solar system because it's the most interesting to me. Yeah, I think this is the minimum descent rate we're going to get is 0.1. But that's still pretty good if you consider this is, well, it's a fairly lightweight probe, but it, it still weighs. And if I like stop it spinning, it'll start sinking again. In fact, I'll do that. Let's slow down the rotors. Yeah, see, when the rotors slow down, now we're going to pick up speed again. So it is, in fact, lift being generated by the rotors is slowing us down. It isn't just drag from the rotors. But we couldn't get to the... We couldn't quite get there. Disappointing. But whatever, that was kind of cool. That's what I wanted to show you guys, just a little rotor, because playing with the aerodynamics is always fun. So thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed. I will try to get back to making more regular videos again soon. Again, kind of busy, but yes. I hope you all enjoyed this video, if you watched it. If not, whatever. New videos on the way. Space engine, probably species, all that jazz. Thank you all for watching, I hope you enjoyed it in space.